Welcome back to the Click to Buy podcast, where we dive deep into the world of e-commerce and conversion optimization to help you turn clicks into customers. I'm your host, Becca Anderson, coming to you from Instant Page Builder, and today we have a fantastic episode lined up for you. Joining us is Aleksandar Peric, a seasoned CRO specialist and designer who currently works in-house for a leading California-based company that specializes in connectivity solutions. Aleks is a master at creating high-converting landing pages and ensuring that every ad leads to a consistent and effective landing page experience. Today, we'll be discussing the importance of matching your landing pages to your ads to maximize conversions and build trust with your customers. Aleks, thank you so much for being my guest here today on Click to Buy. Welcome to the studio.
Hi, Becca. It's my pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So, of course, I've chatted with you, so I know a little bit about who you are. But for people who are listening in and they're like, what is a conversion designer? Could you explain a little bit about what it is that you do?
Yeah, of course. A conversion designer, it's basically like a bridge between a conversion specialist and a visual UX and UI designer. So we research the audience, we use data and customer feedback, and then we also need to understand the brand, the business side, create a testing plan, create hypothesis. But then based on it, we also design each test to ensure that it not only looks good, but it also converts well. So our role is basically a mixture of a conversion specialist and a visual designer.
So kind of the happy balance of both those two things. And especially since it sounds like you're working on kind of this entire paid funnel, what do you think, in your opinion, is the importance of matching a landing page design to the ad design?
Yeah, it's very important for landing pages to match the ads because it assures that customers that they know that they arrived at the right place. So when the message and the visuals are consistent, users are confident that they are exactly where they are promised by the ad, where they clicked at. So like standard website pages like homepage or about page or even a product page, they a call to action or consistency with the ad. And that's why we use landing pages so that we can match the ad and where they landed, what the message that they are seeing. So, I mean, if your ad is focused on brand awareness or not like conversion focused, then it's not a big deal. But if you are planning to convert users, then you should match and really pay attention to the user journey so that they're confident that they landed on the right place.
So you're really trying to make sure that that impression on where did I land after I clicked on that ad really matches up. I'm curious, what are some of the most common mismatches that you've seen when people maybe haven't tailored that journey correctly?
Yeah, well, that happens when the brands don't really consider the user flow or who the users are and their intention. So there are a lot of cases when they're running ads, but they're directing them to a homepage or to a generic product page, collection page. So that's like the most common mismatch that I've seen because product pages, they're not specific and they're limited by many restrictions. They're basically generic. And with the landing pages, you can just replicate your product page. Even the solution doesn't have to be complicated. And then you can just customize product images or customize the headline to match the ad.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I imagine as a conversion designer, you have designed many landing pages, many ads. So I would be really curious if you kind of break down your process and how you construct these landing pages and ads to ensure that there is consistency with the copy, with the style, all the elements.
Yeah, so it always starts with understanding the users to match the user intention. But the best way to write a copy is to actually to steal the copy from the users.
Okay.
So yeah, going through the user reviews and then analyzing what kind of language do they use, those phrases that they're using, the sentences they're using in creation of the ads. So sometimes I'm involved in creating new ads, and then we might publish 10 new ads and then test them, see which ones perform well, and then move them to a higher budget campaigns. And then if I'm not involved in creating ads, I talk to media buyer, whoever is responsible for running the ads, and to understand their strategy and how they target who they target, funnel placement and stuff like that. And after that, like there are many ads and we cannot match all landing pages with the ads. So we prioritize what can we match. For example, some ads might have like a high click-through rate, people clicking on it, but it doesn't convert. So we're trying to understand why people don't convert. And then that could be a place to focus on. And basically, based on all of that research that we have, we create hypotheses, we prioritize our tests, and then we design landing page and move it to development, and then A/B test it.
Piggybacking on what you just said about A/B testing and how you're kind of using data in order to figure out what to prioritize and which iterations you want to move forward with. I'm really curious, like what role does experimentation play in this process of creating these best versions of landing pages and ads? And do you have any insights from any successful tests you've run?
Yeah, well, experimentation is a crucial in any kind of optimization, not just ads or landing page. Well, some of like an example that I would like to share is related to ads, and it's something that Barry Hott is known for, is make ugly ads. So we tested many ads. We spent many hours designing and trying to make a perfect ad. But in the end, what often performs better is like a simple UGC ad. We would just take a random a picture that we found in the user reviews by just like a random customer. We would put some TikTok style text in it, and it would often perform better than the ad we spent so many hours trying to make it perfect. So I would say that don't spend too much time making ads look perfect. Focus on the messaging, focus on finding the right angle. Speaking of UGC, it also performs really well. We found it by experimenting. And I guess that people are kind of tired of the perfect ads and being sold to, while UGC feels more organic and authentic. So I guess that people relate more to those UGC because it feels more real, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say the two key takeaways would be don't spend too much time to make ads look perfect and test UGC ads.
Interesting, especially because I feel like so many brands are really so just preoccupied in making things that feel really on brand, that feel really beautiful, match a certain aesthetic that you found that actually by maybe using ads that are a little bit more organic, like they're coming from the content from the customers, you can actually see that in some cases that's having a much better impact on people converting or at least clicking into that next stage of the funnel. I love that you've kind of dipped your toes into both sides of like the data side and also, of course, the creative side. I'm really curious, what's your approach to balancing the two? How do you balance the two when it comes to kind of creating these landing pages or conversion journeys?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that like we should balance them, but instead like analyzing and data-driven decisions and creativity there, they don't conflict each other, but instead you should use data to analyze and find the problems and then and conversion blockers, right? What stops user from converting? And then use creativity to come up with new solutions, something that is outside of the box. And to give an idea of what I'm talking about, I recommend watching a few episodes of How Shoppers Think by Rishi and Lorenzo. Basically, in each episode, they analyze different brands and they find conversion problems, and then they propose creative solutions. So that's definitely something I recommend watching.
Absolutely. We'll definitely have to link that in our show notes afterwards because we love sharing extra resources. Rishi was actually one of the first guests on this podcast,
Oh,
so we'll link
nice.
that episode as well. I know that he has a treasure trove of insights. So it seems like we're in good company here as well with Aleks from all the tips you've already dropped. Well, if you don't mind, I would love to also get a chance to kind of see your analytical mind in action. I think you maybe brought today with you on the podcast some examples of ads and landing pages that maybe we could audit together.
Yeah, for sure. I prepared a Figma file with
Lovely.
basically my process, and then I can explain how I come up with a new design. I picked a few baby care products and the brands that sell these products. And the first example here is Bibs. So they're running many ads, but the one that I would like to show is the ad around to try pacifiers. Now, this is very important for like people that are the customers are actually moms or with the new babies.
Gotcha.
And it's very important for them to like this campaign is important, I guess, to acquire new customers because they would offer a package of 3 pacifiers with different shapes. So, and basically they have they run ads, which are great ads. Like those are the videos, and they explain how important is that different shapes and materials, and different babies have different preferences, and their ads are great. But then when people click on ad,
Yeah.
it leads them to just a generic collection page. I'll zoom in
Mhm.
here. So, and what I marked with red is what is shown on top of the fold, above the fold, and both on desktop and mobile.
Interesting.
And yeah, there is some explanation here, which is great, but it's hidden below, and I don't think that anyone will actually read that. And then at the top of the page, you can see like a generic image, and then it wouldn't like even be readable because it's like a low contrast compared to a background. So same goes for mobile. So again, only like 2 products are visible above the fold. On desktop, like not there are no products visible above the fold. So, and there is
Absolutely.
no, yeah, there is no consistency between the ad and the landing page.
Well, for people listening in, just to kind of give like a visual overview. So the ads, which we see, it looks like they were used for Meta. We see kind of like in one, there was a video maybe showing off the product. It's like this kind of bundle or collection of like their products. On the other ad, it looks like they've used like a baby actually using their product. So also like their product in action. Two, which I think are great hooks for when you're trying to show off your product, as you mentioned before. But then, as Aleks pointed out in the landing pages itself, you do have like the text try it collection, but indeed it looks like it's just like a bunch of random pacifiers. Like it's not anything that looks super specific, which is a bit of a shame since the hook was so strong.
Yeah. And then like when I said to match with the ad, I didn't it doesn't have to be like to match exactly like
So, yeah.
the visuals. You could, but what you should really do is take into consideration of the user flow, and basically even by making these kind of changes.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so this change here on desktop, you can see that now when somebody clicks here, they can see 4 products above the fold, and there is a clear and visible headline. Try out different pacifier shapes and sizes to find the perfect fit for your child. And then there is like a visual cue of where to look at. So you can see that the change can be super simple, and it's like a testing approach of
Yeah.
that it could have like an impact. You could measure it to you can be confident about the data,
Hmm.
and it's super easy to do. So both on desktop and mobile, again, the same headline, sub headline, and then there are 4 products visible above the fold. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's like a simple change, but also another change that a more drastic change, something to focus on is since buying a pacifier and anything for a baby is something that is super driven by the social proof, by the
Hmm.
experience of others. And I found like their website, they have great sections with integrated Instagram posts.
Hmm.
So something that could really work, and that's something that should obviously be tested,
Hmm.
is to since there are only 3 pacifier shapes, and they're always the smaller size since it's always for the just newborn babies, and you can choose only a few colors. It could be really simplified, and I would call this like a social proof heavy landing page where they could display UGC images of actual images of the parents and their babies, and display that there are more than 20,000 5 stars, which is true on Amazon. Then, yeah, then simplify that flow that they can just choose a color because the only difference on a collection page here
Hmm.
is a different color.
Hmm.
And everything else is the same. Like they get the same 3 shapes, so it
True.
isn't really some different variable. So simplify that, and then include a lot of social proof, and then just enable them to pick a color and to buy now, and to like completely remove one page from the user journey. which
Absolutely.
is
I
a
love the
collection
way
page.
you've set this up because now it's really clear what the difference is between like each product because as you mentioned before, it's just a collection with all the different colors, but now it's really clear in whatever you order, you're getting the three different shapes of the pacifier and what you can pick is the variant, which is the color or the
Yeah.
pattern on it. So I think that's definitely like seems like I can see the process. I can see it coming to life.
Yeah, obviously this is just the wireframes. This would look better, but
The idea's there.
the idea is here. And then if it performs well, they could test it further with like some safety features and explain it more, and then obviously test that too, and then iterate it from there.
Absolutely. I see you've also kind of added like some product information even under like the material. Like those are all different concerns you could probably try to test there that are like the top things moms may be concerned about. You know, they're like,
Yeah,
I want the best product for my baby. So like what's it made out of? What's the shape? Like what's it got? Like these are all
yeah.
interesting things you can test around based on your feedback from your customers.
Yeah, or test the placement of user reviews.
True,
Maybe
yeah.
place it in the images itself, or integrate like Instagram posts, whatever works. I mean, whatever the data says, right?
Yes,
So yeah.
exactly.
And apart from that, like I picked a few more examples
Yeah, let's
of
check them out.
to give the idea. So another brand is called Mom, and what I found here is something interesting is okay, they're using the video ad and it's like a different angle of like a father actually feeding a baby so that mother can have a free time.
Yeah.
So that's like a huge selling angle, and I saw that many of these brands use that angle. So they have a product page which is accessible through their website, and it's accessible through Google search. But they're not driving their traffic to their PDP. They actually created a landing page which is like it looks like a PDP, but it's a dedicated landing page, and I'm guessing that they're testing the different layout. And the advantage of this kind of product pages is that you don't have to use the product name as the headline. You can literally use whatever you want as a headline to match the as
Gotcha.
I said, you can replicate your product page, not even changing the layout too much. But
Mhm.
then, as that is like a landing page, you can change your headline or your product images, and you have freedom to do so because you're paying for your traffic anyway.
So interesting how they've even just arranged like the product gallery differently, like the whole kind of experience, how you can like
Description, yeah.
check out the reviews. So a good example definitely of a brand that's like trying to test to figure out what's going to work the best.
Exactly. And I also found like an example for them, and this is a great example. So it's actually like their Italian, like they run these ads in Italy.
Hmm.
So trovare, that means like find a right pacifier, and basically the whole video is like do a quiz, and they did a great job because what is being promised in the ad, you go there, and then the landing page is like find the right pacifier for your baby, and then they ask you a few questions, and after asking a few questions, they give you a recommendation. So I think this is a great example of the whole flow, starting from the ad all the way through answering a few questions and then giving the recommendation to the customer.
Absolutely. Can you zoom in on what the answer would look
Mm-hmm.
like a little bit? Like when,
To zoom in where? So,
oh, sorry, like what the answer looks like after they've taken the quiz,
yeah,
just so
yeah.
we can
So
get a good look at that as well.
so the answer here is basically okay. This is Italian, so but basically after answering a few questions, they
Mhm.
would just provide a few products here and saying, okay, these products are for you. So a
Gotcha.
super simple layout, but I think it works because they match the whole intent, so you're expecting the answer.
Absolutely. And it's really guiding the journey. So it's really identifying these are the issues that or things I'm trying to figure out or priorities that I have looking for this product and then presenting hopefully three options that would really fit that. So I think that's a definitely good example for brands out there that maybe have a product that can fit on certain pain points um, with a quiz landing page like this.
Yeah, quiz landing page could also perform well. Definitely high recommendations for testing something like that.
Hmm. Great example.
Yeah, and then one more example I would like to share
Mhm.
is so another brand is Philips Avent, and they are basically, so this is their ad that I found. And in this ad, I would say that it looks like they are like there is a product that is featured in this ad. So I would expect when click
Mhm.
here to go to either a product page or a landing page that explains more about this certain product.
Absolutely. It
But
says,
what,
like, in the
yeah,
cookie really clearly, 4 out of 5
yeah,
moms had fewer feeding issues with this bottle. So it really looks like we're gonna see a bottle.
exactly. But what they're taking, they take users to a collection page, and
Mm,
yes, they could see bottles, but they could see other products too. So it's not really matching the expectation. So
yeah,
obviously, what I would propose to test here is to match the intention again, and uh, to take them to at least to a product page or a dedicated landing page that that explains the features or the benefits of this bottle as they promised here in the ad. But
absolutely.
even if they cannot do that, I would still they could still take to a collection page. But in this case, they could at least match the ad and the collection page, display only the bottles without other products, and then display this kind of banner that matches the ad.
Absolutely, because it looks like a lot of the stuff on that page are just kind of like add-ons or cross-sells even. So imagine you just went to a page that just had that bottle, and then instead there was just like really well-placed cross-sells or like things you could just add on to your order that I came for the bottle, I see the bottle. Oh, I can also now get a 30 pack of this bottle, or I can also
Exactly.
get all these little like what are they, the anti-colic nipples for the bottle. Like think that would be a lot more intuitive than having to add to cart, maybe go back to this page, add to cart another one. Like it's not super smooth.
Exactly, and that's why brands should think about their ads and really try to connect the ad and the landing page. And you pointed some great ideas like to try to upsell additionally.
Absolutely. Well, Alexander, thank you so much for sharing all these different examples. I love that they were all in a similar product category as well, because I'm sure I don't need to tell you that, of course, what works for one product category might be completely different for a different like industry. So really nice for anyone who's like listening in, who's selling similar types of products. This is maybe something a little bit more niche that you can really dive into. So, of course, we're rounding near the end of this episode, but I cannot let you go without a segment I like to call our click-worthy tip. So we are click to buy because we're looking for advice that's going to help people with their customer journey so that it takes just maybe a few less clicks to turn their search into a purchase successfully. So I'd love to learn from you if you have one tip or piece of advice for people out there who are looking to improve their customer journey. What would you say to them?
Um, Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of repeating myself here, but it's really important to get it right, understand your customers, and try testing different selling angles. And then within the user journey, if running ads, try to not just match the copy and visuals, but try to understand their intention. And the example I showed, like if the key information isn't visible above the fold, and they're kind of expecting that, that's also like belongs to understanding the journey so that the right information is always displayed for the user.
Absolutely. Well, that was really well said. In case anyone's listening in and they would love to hear more tips from you, where's the best place that our listeners can find you and your great advice online?
Well, I don't have my own website yet,
Okay.
but I might work on it soon. So I occasionally share CRO and UX tips on my LinkedIn. So
Mhm.
that's the best place to connect with me.
Well, we'll be sure to link your LinkedIn on our show notes. And for everyone listening in, thank you so much. That's a wrap for today's episode of Click to Buy. A big thank you to Aleks for sharing his invaluable insights on designing conversion ready landing pages. Once again, I'm your host, Becca Anderson, coming to you from Instant Page Builder. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a review, share it with your fellow e-commerce enthusiasts. And until next time, keep turning those clicks into buys.